When you start kickboxing, you just start and training and fighting, you have fun. But I think I was in the beginning as an amateur, and my trainer back then said, if you train like this, you will be a glory fighter one day. And I was like, he's just saying that. But it started something in my head, and then you go watch all the big fighters on YouTube, like Tyron Spong and as the host. And then you start dreaming, and the dream gets bigger, and then you keep on working, and you start believing more and more, and it goes well, you win fights. And that's where the dream started, and it never left. I maybe went out for a while, but the dream was always there, and the dream is still there. It's been a long road, a lot of things happened, and a lot of lessons been learned. You get way more mature, you know, fighting, but also in private life with the kids, becoming a father, changing teams, growing as a person, growing as a fighter. So that's way different than a couple of years ago when I just started. And now with the new team, I'm only growing, you know. I've been there only for a couple of months, and I already feel the difference, so I'm still growing.
With Levi, since he arrived, he had the adaptation problem because the training were heavy. He was not used to the intensity of the training, but he was open. He wanted to learn. He wanted it because he knows that he needed it. And the connection between me and him was, from the first training we did, was amazing. The first sparring session we did, when I talked, he listened. So it was perfect, you know, it was perfect.
I think I just needed to go to the next level. I needed to learn new things, get out of that comfort zone. I think that's the most important, and that's what I'm doing now every day. You know, training with new guys. Now I have way more heavy sparring partners. Before I didn't. And of course Mike's look on things, the way he works is different. So I learn a lot of new things, get out of the comfort zone, and that's exactly what I need, especially for the biggest fight of my life. I need to grow. You see those guys more than your wife, more than your children, so you get close really quick. And I fought these guys. I lost from Tariq. I had a win, but a hard fight against Nico. But now we're here helping each other, so there are no egos. We just want the best for each other, and we know what we're going through, what we went through, and that's why we're so close and help each other. And of course it's also a big part of Mike, how Mike works. He keeps us close, he treats us all the same, and that's what we feel, and it feels like a little family, and that's what you need.
He fits right into the group because he's a nice guy, but then you have guys like Smiley, Tariq, they are not nice. In sparring session, they want to take your head off, and that's good because you need guys like that. If you go into training and you know, I'm gonna spar with you, it's gonna be like, okay, easy. But you know that when you have to spar against one of these guys, they cannot go easy. So the feeling you have in your fight, the adrenaline, hey, my hands has to be high. This is what I try to do and try to build that so that when they enter the ring, it's nothing. It's already comfortable for them.
And the hard training, like I said, that's exactly what I need. And with the camp against Bahram, I felt it for the first time, and I felt the difference in the camp, and I felt the difference inside the ring. So I was really happy with how it went. You have to prepare for the worst. And yeah, if you go deep like this in training, sometimes a fight is easier than the training. And that's what I felt a bit inside the ring, you know, physically, like the conditioning was all there, all good. So some training sessions were harder than the fight, yeah.
And it dropped the king down, and he's in trouble! Oh my word!
I think the moment in the fight where I really found myself was in the 8-man tournament. I didn't really have a new coach yet, but I found the joy back in fighting. And I felt it outside the ring and inside the ring, and the tournament was a great evening. So I think that moment was really, really big for me. I think if I look back on my professional career, the most proud of is keep believing in myself. I never quit. Of course, I've been away, but I came back, and I never stopped believing in the goal. And I made it. I'm almost there. So that's also the message I want to give to all the kids watching around the world, the next generation, my own kids, that if you have a dream, never stop believing. Everything is possible. Believing in myself, believing in my own style. Stuck on that, you know, stuck on your own thing, the way I work, the way I think, believing in my team around me, believing in my coach, the people around me. That's it, and do it my way. And it's been so long, so many years. You start believing more and more, and you learn so much, and now we're there, one step away. It's more than 10 years, and Rico was the champion 10 years when I still was an amateur fighter. So I've been watching all his fights since then and dreaming since then for this moment.
So Rico was always the opponent in your dream?
Always, always. Not only the fight, but everything around it as well, you know. The way towards this fight, it feels like it had to happen, it has to happen, and that's why the belief is so high, and that's why it will happen. But this is for the title, this is with a good camp, this is one fight, this is way different, and it feels like everything happened. Like you said, a lot of things happened, fight cancelled, different opponents, but it feels like it had to happen to get me here, where I am right now. It's all about the 7th of December, and maybe people start believing. There are a lot of people who don't believe, but my belief is still there, that there will be a new champion the 7th of December.